Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. All right, y'all, so it has been a couple of days, I think. I haven't filmed a couple of days, I feel like. Well, since Tuesday, so yeah. Anyway, it is Thursday, it is afternoon, and I wanted to make sure I stopped in and shared my thoughts with you guys for today. And I wanted to share a video yesterday or topic yesterday, but I was feeling so tired and so fatigued, and I just was like, oh yeah, I can't. But anyway, I have had this thing in my mind for the last couple days, and I think it really came from like reading this book. And if you've watched my last couple videos, I did talk about, or share the books that I was getting and reading recently. And this one's called The 4 Agreements. Now, you probably have heard of this book at some point, or just the 4 Agreements in general. Now, I heard about the 4 Agreements like years ago, and I've never actually read the book. So I'm excited that I finally can say that I have officially read the book. Now, the 4 Agreements are be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. So today I really want to talk about the second one, don't take anything personally. And I don't know, that one really stood out to me because I feel like that's a thing for me, and that I'm still working toward and working on and developing in terms of personal development and professional, right? Because sometimes it can show up in our work as well. And so when you think about that, you know, not taking anything personal is all about realizing that everyone, we all have something going on in our worlds. And sometimes it may not seem like it, but we all have something going on. So it might be that you're at the grocery store and somebody like jumps in front of you, and you know, you're like, wait, what's going on? Why is this person doing this? Some people might say, oh, they're being racist, or they think that they don't respect me for whatever reason, right? And it may be that maybe they can't even see. Like, let's be for real, maybe they cannot see, and maybe they didn't even see you there or something. Or maybe they're extremely in a rush. Maybe they don't have a car and they're lifting, and their Lyft ride has arrived and they have to get out of that store ASAP. So you just never know. But the first instinct as human beings is to internalize it and make it about you. I have had this experience as a manager, as a middle manager in the world that I work in. Sometimes when I get feedback or even, you know, comments from my team, sometimes I'm like, wait, is this about me? Like, is this about me? Or is it about the process? And I've had to learn to ask that question, like to distinguish it. Like, is this about me as a person, Dr. Shamanda, or is this about them not liking the system or the process that I'm rolling out or whatever? And so the quicker I learned to not take things personally, I realized that like I was able to conserve my energy and not constantly have this emotional response to things. Now, we're human beings, so let's be for real. We're gonna respond. We're gonna feel a certain way. But if we can take a moment to really process what's happening and really, you know, try to differentiate, like if it's about the situation or is it something about you as a person. Most of the time, you're going to find out that it's not even about you as a person. And then also, again, being mindful that we all have things going on, right? I think, you know, if we look at our relationships, our friendships, sometimes we're like, oh, this person doesn't show up for me, they ignore me, or they don't respond, they don't call, or they've been acting different. But guess what? It may be they literally have something going on in their lives. They don't have time, and that has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with if you're a good friend, or if they care about you, or if they like you. They generally just have other things going on, maybe other priorities in the moment. But if we take everything personal, then we assume that everything is about us and has something to do with us. And then also, you know, when people are upset, I think that's another good example. When people are upset about things, sometimes they're projecting their energy and their negativity or their frustrations and anger on you, right? Like, if you think about it, I've heard all the stories about people who work in customer service or restaurants and all that kind of stuff, or any type of hospitality the industry, essentially, right? They, you know, we have people that come in and they say things to you. Sometimes it has nothing to do with you, right? It's not gonna feel like it in the moment because you're like, why are you cussing me out? Because baby, I ain't do nothing to you. But it may be that you look like the person who slapped them in 10th grade. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, right? So they're projecting those things onto you and you don't understand why. It may be like, maybe you are the pretty girl at work or the pretty girl at school, whatever, and you just realize that some of your coworkers don't like you. You're like, why? Because I'm so nice, I'm friendly, I help everybody. It probably has nothing to do with you. Maybe they were bullied by the pretty girl, the popular girl in high school, and now you look like them, or you look like that person, or you remind them of that person, have the same energy, same, you know, prissy vibe, whatever, and now they're projecting that onto you. But it has nothing to do with you personally, who you are. It's just about them and their own stuff. And so, you know, I just really want to encourage us to really be mindful of that, you know, especially, again, I'm going to tie it into our personal finance journey, you know, especially as we work towards financial freedom and time freedom. I have had situations where I had to really remind myself, like, you're not ready to make a shift yet. You have a goal. There's something that you're trying to do, and you need to finish this process out, finish out this season where you are, stay rooted, stay grounded where you are, and not be emotional, make any emotional rash moves. Because if you do, then you're not going to be successful in this goal. And most of the time, you know, if you don't finish out a goal, if you're not successful with something, the way the world works, it's going to come back to you. You're going to have to, it's going to be presented in a different way, but it's the same situation. It's the same lesson. I know you guys have heard of, like, if you don't learn the lesson the first time, it's going to come back. It's the same thing. So I am always about, like, okay, what is it? Why am I here in this season? What am I supposed to be learning? What am I supposed to do in this season? And let me accomplish that. Let me finish that out instead of being triggered by a person I don't like, or triggered by some feedback or a response that didn't make me feel good. Okay, work through those emotions and push forward, especially, y'all, if we are focused on financial freedom. Now, a lot of y'all, it might look like your workplace. Let's be real. I'm just going to call it what it is. If you have a goal and you're like, okay, I want to build my own business, my own brand, and I want to just go solo entrepreneur, but I need a year worth of living expenses, then you need to be able to not take things personally, because if you get frustrated and you make a move before it's time for you to make a move, now I'm not saying you stay stuck, but before it's time, before God is giving you the okay, then sometimes you can find yourself, you know, setting yourself back or sabotaging the gift and the opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity is the gift, right? The opportunity to work where you are in the meantime, that is the gift before you're shifted to where you're supposed to be for the next season. But you don't want to move too fast. Being out of alignment with the time is not a gift. It is a curse. Like, it can be, I feel like I've been there plenty of times where it's like, I know that I'm supposed to be doing this, but this ain't the right timing for this. And sometimes I've had to take the emotions or demote myself. I've had to take pay cuts and all that, because I knew that what I was working on, I needed to be in a different space. And from the outside, it looked like a horrible thing, a bad thing. But for me, I knew. And I knew that whenever the time was right, I can shift. And so, again, just be mindful of the timing and be mindful of not taking anything personally. As hard as it is, I get it, trust me. So that's what I was thinking about today as I finished this book a couple days ago. I'm currently reading As a Man Thinketh. That book is not an easy read. You can tell that man wrote that from the 1900s. So, baby, anyway, I'm excited to share this journey. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I will be going over my next budget. I do get paid tomorrow, so if you want to tune in and see what I'm able to do with this next paycheck. And I guess these things went off in time. But that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. If you like this video, like the video, comment, subscribe, and share. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.